call to order this meeting of the Franklin Municipal Planning Commission for January the 25th, 2024. We'll start with our roll call. Commissioner Allen,
Present.
Commissioner Franks,
Present.
Commissioner Harrison,
Present.
Commissioner Lindsay's present, Commissioner Mann,
Here.
Commissioner McLemore,
Present.
Commissioner Orr,
Present.
Alderman Peterson,
Here.
and Commissioner Williamson,
Present.
all present and accounted for. This is the time in our meeting that's open for citizen comments. It's a time that's open for citizens to be heard on any issue or concern, even items that are on Planning Commission. If you would like to speak on a specific item on the agenda, please wait until the citizen comment period for that item. For all citizen comments, please fill out the speaker card. There'll be a speaker card on the table back by the column. Hand it to the staff, and they'll get it to me. And then when it's time, you'll come up to the microphone and state your name and address. And then we ask you to limit your comments to 2 minutes. So does anyone wish to speak to the commission tonight? Seeing none, we'll move into approval of our minutes. Consideration of approval of the December 14th, 2023 Planning Commission minutes. Is there a motion for approval?
Move for approval.
We have a motion for approval by Commissioner Harrison,
Second.
and a second by Commissioner Orr. Any corrections or modifications to the minutes? Seeing none, by roll call, Commissioner Allen,
Aye.
Commissioner Franks,
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison,
Aye.
Commissioner Lindsay votes aye, Commissioner Mann,
Yes.
Commissioner McLemore,
Aye.
Commissioner Orr,
Aye.
Alderman Peterson,
Yes.
and Commissioner Williamson.
Aye.
That motion passes. Are there any announcements by staff?
I don't have any announcements for you tonight.
Okay. Thank you.
5 days into the year.
So next item is a consideration of election of a chair and vice chair pursuant to the Franklin Municipal Planning Commission bylaws. So is there a motion or a nominee or,
I move to nominate Roger Lindsay as the chairman for the coming year,
Second.
or nominate, whichever one.
any other nominations?
Should we make it exciting?
Seeing none, all in favor, I will just run, all in favor by a loud, robust call. Aye. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
You sure you're not going to oppose?
Anybody want to fight arm wrestle for the position? Okay, for a motion for a nomination for a vice chair.
I nominate Michael Orr for vice chair for the
We
coming
have a
year.
nomination for Michael Orr by Commissioner Harrison
Second.
and a second by Commissioner Allen. Any other nominations? All in favor by similar loud, robust aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Chairman Lindsay and Vice Chair Michael Orr. On for another year of great action. Okay, item number 3 is for approval of our consent agenda. Tonight, the items on the consent agenda are items number 4 through item number 28. Does anyone wish to pull an item from the consent agenda? From the consent agenda. Seeing none, is there a motion for approval?
Move for approval of the consent agenda.
We have a motion for approval by Commissioner Harrison
Second.
and a second by Commissioner Mann. That's not a debatable motion. By roll call, Commissioner Allen,
Aye.
Commissioner Franks.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Commissioner Lindsay votes aye. Commissioner Mann.
Yes.
Commissioner McLemore.
Aye.
Commissioner Orr.
Aye.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
And Commissioner Williamson.
Aye.
That motion passes unanimously. The next item is item number 29. This is a consideration of Resolution 2023-81, a resolution amending the Tuckaway PUD subdivision to extend the vested rights for the property located south of Bowman Road and west of Lewisburg Pike, located at 1190 Lewisburg Pike and 2208 Crossway Drive. So I'll turn it over to staff.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. The request is to extend the vesting period for this PUD for 3 years from March 22nd of this year until March 22nd, 2027, to allow the applicant to secure any necessary permits and commence site preparation. The development plan for the Tuckaway PUD was approved by BOMA on March 23rd, 2021. The plan includes 37 single-family lots, inclusive of the 3 existing homes on the property, to be developed in three phases. Lots were approved with a minimum of 95 feet in width and 1 acre in size. The project had 1 modification of standards, which staff recommended disapproval, but at the BOMA was approved by a vote of 6-1. The plan is in its first 3-year period and, as I said before, is vested until March 22nd of this year. In reviewing the plan against the current city regulation, the current plan generally complies. The difference between today's ordinances versus their vested ordinance is minor and could be incorporated into the design without major changes to the plan. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission recommend to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen to approve Resolution 2023-81 if they determine that the continuation of vested rights is in the best interest of the community. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone from the public wish to speak to this item? Seeing none, is there someone here representing the applicant?
Yes, hi, my name is Greg Gamble, representing the applicant. Summer of last year, my client was about to pull a grading permit and start construction. Plans are completely approved for the neighborhood. They were approached by a church who said, we're very interested in pursuing an opportunity on the property. They thought it was an honor to be approached by this church and have their property considered for their new campus. They said, yes, we'll give them time. They're planning to give the time for the church to go through the process. If the plans for the church are not approved, they will move forward with the construction of the residential development. So we're hoping not to lose the vesting on that in the process. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Is there a motion on this item?
Motion to approve. Second.
We have a motion to approve by Commissioner Franks and a second by Commissioner Orr. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
I think it's moved to recommend approval, right? Yes.
So recommend approval to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen. I'm sorry. Yep. And seconded. All right, any comments or questions? Seeing none by roll call, Commissioner Allen,
Aye.
Commissioner Franks.
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Commissioner Lindsay votes aye. Commissioner Mann.
Yes.
Commissioner McLemore.
Aye.
Commissioner Orr.
Aye.
Alderman Peterson.
Yes.
And Commissioner Williamson.
Aye.
The motion passes unanimously. Okay, item number 30 is consideration of ordinance 2023-42, an ordinance to rezone 2.004 acres from residential 3 or R3 district to civic institutional CI district for the property located south of Del Rio Pike and west of Alexander Drive at 810 Del Rio Pike. Turn it over for staff presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, the applicant is requesting to rezone the property at 810 Del Rio Pike from residential 3 to civic institutional. The property consists of 2 acres and is located within the single-family residential design concept as outlined in Envision Franklin. Institutional uses are allowed in a secondary capacity within the single-family design concept, and the site has been used for educational facilities for several decades now. So the request to rezone to civic institutional meets the recommendations of Envision Franklin and maintains the established character of that section of Del Rio Pike. Just as a project consideration, the change of base zoning districts in and of itself does not trigger any sort of traffic study. However, if or when the school expands or redevelops, engineering will evaluate the proposal to determine if a traffic study is warranted as part of the development approval process. So staff recommends approval of ordinance 2023-42. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Does anyone from the public wish to speak to this item tonight? Seeing none, is there someone representing the applicant?
My name is Sean Flood, and I'm the applicant for this project. Just would like to say thanks to staff for working with this, on this project. We agree with the staff report, and other than that, I'm available to answer any questions.
Great, thank you. Is there a motion on this item?
Move to.
We have a motion for approval
Second.
by Commissioner McLemore and a second by Commissioner Harrison. Does this recommend approval to BOMA? We're
Correct.
good with that? Is there any discussion?
I have a quick question.
Sure.
I'm aligned with certainly changing this. What's the background? What brought this request around? Like, did you just notice that it was R3 and didn't fit the use? I'm just curious what brought this about.
The school is considering adding a few classrooms to their project. So one of the very first things we did was met with planning staff, and they said, well, because it's residential zoning, prohibits just about any changes or improvements to the property. So that's what initiated it.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Other questions or comments? Seeing none, by roll call, Commissioner Allen,
Aye.
Commissioner Franks, Commissioner Harrison,
Aye.
Commissioner Lindsey votes aye, Commissioner Mann,
Yes.
Commissioner McLemore, Commissioner Orr,
Aye.
Alderman Peterson,
Yes.
and Commissioner Williamson.
Aye.
That motion passes unanimously. Okay, item number 31. This item runs kind of concurrent with item number 32. This is the consideration of ordinance 2023-43, an ordinance to rezone 93.32 acres from planned, that's PD 12.76, 1,156,378 and 315 district to planned PD 1515, 1,092,515 and 315 district for the property located north and south of McEwen Drive and west of Mallory Lane, located at 5,000 Aspen Grove Drive. This is the McEwen Place Town Center PUD subdivision. Staff presentation?
Yes, thank you. The Envision Franklin Land Use Plan places this parcel into the regional commerce design concept, which states that in this design concept, it contains high-intensity activity centers that attract large numbers of people and employers from both within and outside of the city. These areas include major employment and revenue generators that are valuable community resources. It further states that new development should have integrated designs with coordinated access, amenities, and cohesive architecture that fits within the context of the corridor. The proposed rezoning with the revised entitlements is appropriate to achieve the recommendations of the regional commerce design concept as outlined in Envision Franklin. Staff recommends approval of ordinance 2023-43 to the Board of Maine Aldermen. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Is there anyone from the public that wishes to speak to this item? Seeing none, is there someone here representing the applicant?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the Planning Commission. My name is Gary Vogren with Kaiser Vogren Design, representing our client, Bull Investment, Northwood Raven. We are in agreement with staff conditions. Respectfully request your approval. Congrats to you guys. You guys run a tight ship. That's it. But here to answer any questions. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Is there a motion on this item?
Move for approval to recommend yes to the Board of Maine Aldermen.
Okay, we have a recommendation to recommend approval to to BOMA by Commissioner Harrison and a second by Commissioner Orr. Is there any discussion or questions or comments? Seeing none, by roll call vote, Commissioner Allen,
Aye.
Commissioner Franks, Commissioner Harrison,
Aye.
Commissioner Lindsey votes aye, Commissioner Mann,
Yes.
Commissioner McLemore,
Aye.
Commissioner Orr,
Aye.
Alderman Peterson,
Yes.
and Commissioner Williamson.
Aye.
That motion passes unanimously. Okay. Item 32, on the same project, we did the recommendation of approval to rezone, and now we're on to the development plan. Item 32 is consideration of Resolution 2023-84, a resolution approving a revised development plan for McEwen Place Town Center PUD subdivision located north and south of McEwen Drive and west of Mallory Lane, located at 5,000 Aspen Grove Drive. Staff presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The subject property consists of approximately 93 acres and is located near the intersection of Mallory Lane and West McEwen Drive. The original concept plan for this property was approved by the Board of Mayor and Aldermen on January 11th of 2005, and the most recent revision to this development plan was approved in August of 2020. The applicant is proposing to revise entitlements and change non-residential space to multifamily use. The applicant is requesting to reduce the non-residential uses by 63,863 square feet and add an additional 223 residential dwelling units to the entitlements. The revised plan maintains non-residential ground floor uses that keeps the established character of a mixed-use pedestrian-oriented development. The revised development plan as submitted is consistent with the original concept plan and meets the recommendations and guiding principles of Envision Franklin. Staff recommends approval with conditions of Resolution 2023-84 to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Joey. Is there anyone from the public that wishes to speak to this item? Seeing none, turn it over to a presentation by the applicant.
Hello again, Gary Vogren, Kaiser Vogren Design. Same thing, we're agreeing with staff conditions, just respectfully request your approval and answer any questions you may have. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Is there a motion on this item?
Move for approval with staff conditions.
We have a motion to recommend approval to BOMA by Commissioner Harrison and seconded by Commissioner McLemore. Is there any questions or comments? Okay, by roll call vote, Commissioner Allen,
Aye.
Commissioner Franks,
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison,
Aye.
Commissioner Lindsay votes aye, Commissioner Mann,
Yes.
Commissioner McLemore, Commissioner Orr,
Aye.
Alderman Peterson,
Yes.
and Commissioner Williamson.
Aye.
That motion passes unanimously. Is there any other business tonight? Can't think of anything? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We have a
Second.
motion to adjourn by Commissioner Orr and a second by, was it Commissioner Harrison?
20 minutes.
By roll call, Commissioner Allen,
Aye.
Commissioner Franks,
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison,
Aye.
Commissioner Lindsay votes aye, Commissioner Mann,
Yes.
Commissioner McLemore,
Aye.
Commissioner Orr,
Aye.
Alderman Peterson,
Yes.
and Commissioner Williamson.
Aye.
That motion passes unanimously. We are adjourned.